Alright, you know what time it is, don't you? It's time for a little video from behind enemy lines. So last time I spoke to you, I told you about how my dad had died, which is now 2 weeks ago. In this regard, I told you that I was only allowed to know about his terminal cancer, lung cancer it was, on the very last day of his life. That was when I was told. And obviously I wanted to speak to him right away when I was told. And I did see him over FaceTime, but unfortunately he was so ill that I couldn't have a lucid conversation with him, and I was also in shock to see him in this state that I was quite a loss of words. And this is obviously all per design, the fact that I wasn't told about his terminal lung cancer diagnoses, which he had received in August of 2021. So that's 2 years that he has been ill with cancer, and I was not told to the very last day of his life. And this is obviously per design, and I'm going to get into why this is. Obviously, it has also come to my attention that he actually did try to get through to me here in Denmark, but my phone telecommunications on my phone were being blocked from certain people getting through to me. The same was my accounts on my email and Facebook. So certain people could not deliver certain messages to me regarding his illness. And the reason why this is because people who have been diagnosed with something terminal, it is quite a common occurrence that people on their deathbed will say things that they couldn't or wouldn't say when they were alive and kicking, so to speak, because of certain things that could be on the line. And you know as well as I do in regard to this global social engineering program and this public persecution of me, Stephen Bell, which is being publicized all over the world and also used as a pretext to run this global social engineering program. This goes to the very, very highest level of government, not just here in Denmark and in England, but it's being run by the United States government and its intelligence agencies in collaboration with the British and Danish. So you are talking about the powers that be at the very, very highest level of Western government in relation to the United States, at least. So this is the kind of things that these are the kind of powers rather and influences I am dealing with, my family is dealing with, and obviously they have a vested interest in me not knowing how the program started, which my dad is one of the persons who could have told me about, and most likely would have told me about if I got to speak to him before he died, and he could most certainly have told me things that I could use, and that would not be in these powers' interests, and that is why they prohibited me from speaking to him all of these years when he was ill. And it has also now come to light. I have spoken to my family in connection with my last video, or around the same time rather, where we arranged that I was going to come to his wake, of course. But since those conversations took place, the state and intelligence agencies responsible for the program in England and probably here in Denmark have managed to persuade my family over there to prohibit me from going to my own father's wake, which is completely absurd and of course really, really sad for me that I won't get to pay my respects. And obviously this is because I would meet people that I know from when I have lived over there. I've lived over there on 2 occasions, when I was 17 to when I was 18, and from 2009 to 2011. And obviously that last period when it was the program really began, isn't it? And those people, they may believe that in the government's fake and fabricated propaganda and allegations, and they would most definitely ask me about those things directly, and I will obviously answer them back directly. and maybe other people would talk to me about the situation that is being broadcasted all over the world, which is being such a focal point in so many people's attention spans over the years that the program has been going on. Either way, I would be having conversations with people who would be unable to be controlled, as my family unfortunately have been persuaded to be. Last conversation I had with them was very disingenuous, and as I said, they told me not to come to the wake. So they have managed to coerce my family to ask me to stay away, and obviously I somewhat have to respect their decision. And if I just chose to go anyway, I would most likely be stopped at the airport if I was even able to find out where the wake was going to be held. And obviously I don't want to invade the wake and ruin it for my family. If I don't know what kind of pressure they are being put under. I don't know what is making them make this very, very harsh and draconian decision against me, my father's only son. But needless to say, the situation is just completely and utterly outrageous, and that is, generally speaking, what it's always like being the so-called protagonist in this global social engineering program.